After my father's funeral, I made a decision, one I never thought I'd have to make. Of the $3 million he left behind, I chose to split it between my mother and myself. Jack, however, had other ideas. Without so much as asking, he flipped through the inheritance documents, then chuckled. Kelly, don't be greedy. Finally, I can quit my job. I owe that doddering old man a big thank you. My jaw tightened. Doddering old man? Are you talking about my father? He didn't even flinch. He and my mother-in-law were already gushing about buying a new car and going on a luxury shopping spree, using money they hadn't earned from a man they'd just insulted. That was it. I had kept quiet for too long. The constant demands for money, the chores that were always mine alone, the complete lack of appreciation, and now, this. Still, I kept my composure. I forced a polite smile and said, "Go ahead. Use the money however you and your mother see fit. Let me tell you who I am. My name is Kelly Cohen. I'm 38, a housewife and until recently, a believer in love. My parents, both doctors, ran a respected clinic in our town. As their only child, I grew up surrounded by love and encouragement. After earning my degree in pharmacy, I landed a job at one of the top pharmaceutical companies. Though my parents were quietly disappointed I didn't follow them into medicine, they supported my choice. Then came the tragedy. 10 years ago, my mother died suddenly in an accident. My father and I were shattered. During that bleak time, Jack appeared, my then boyfriend, kind and attentive. 2 years later, he proposed. I said yes. Jack worked in food service, earning far less than I did. But I didn't care. I believed we could build a life together. My father, who'd met Jack only a few times, was thrilled. I hear Jack supported you when I couldn't. Thank you, he said, facing Jack with kind eyes. Take good care of her. Jack stood tall, saying, I'll make her happy, always. And for a moment, I believed him. The following week, we visited Jack's family to announce our engagement. His mother, heavily made up and long divorced, looked me up and down like I was an item on clearance. Marriage, huh? So you're Jack's pick? Aren't you a bit plain and older, too? Wouldn't someone younger and prettier be better? Jack jumped in quickly. Mom, Kelly works for M Pharmaceuticals. Her dad's a doctor, runs his own clinic. Instead of defending my character, he flaunted my resume. His mother's tone changed immediately. Oh, you should have said that from the start. Well then, I approve. Nice to meet you, Kelly. Thank you, I said, though the words caught in my throat. Jack was overjoyed by her approval, but I couldn't shake the chill crawling up my spine. I told myself it would all be fine. Around the time we registered our marriage, my father gifted me an apartment in a luxury building in New York City, a wedding present. Dad gave us this. I told Jack, it's our home now. Let's live here peacefully, just the two of us. Jack beamed. Our life together began. But it didn't take long for reality to set in. Jack, who'd always lived with his parents, didn't lift a finger around the house. He didn't cook, didn't do laundry, couldn't even take out the trash. I handled everything. At first, I let it slide, we were newlyweds, after all. But as my exhaustion grew, so did my frustration. In our second year, I sat him down for a serious talk. I'm overwhelmed, Jack. We both work, but I'm doing everything at home. It's not fair. His response? I'm tired too. You're better at it anyway. Why not just keep doing it? That was the day I stopped believing in equality in our marriage. Worse, his mother's true colors started to show. For Mother's Day, I sent her a lovely scarf and carnations, classic, thoughtful gifts. Her response? A phone call dripping with disdain. This scarf? It's not even a brand I recognize. Do you really expect me to wear something this cheap? I tried to explain its quality. It's care. She cut me off. If it's not luxury, don't bother. I stood frozen, phone in hand, stunned. When I told Jack what had happened, hoping for empathy, he shrugged and said, it's just mom being mom. Just do as she says. That day, I realized something painful. Jack would never stand up for me. From then on, we began giving his mother money whenever she asked. By our 5th year of marriage, her visits to our home became regular. She'd always come with a smile and leave with cash. No matter how strained our finances were, Jack never objected. He simply smiled and handed her the money, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Though I worked, Jack's salary barely covered our basic needs. I started dipping into our savings to keep us afloat. I was frustrated, yes, but I reminded myself that she was Jack's mother, a woman who had once shown me kindness during my darkest days. She's the mother of someone I love, I told myself, and so, I endured. By our 8th year of marriage, I had become the housekeeper, the emotional caretaker, and a reluctant bank for my in-laws. I carried on, silently. Then, one day, my father called. I hadn't seen him in a while, and when we met, his words shattered me. He had terminal cancer. No treatment, no hope, only time. The world seemed to tilt. Tears rolled down my cheeks as he gently stroked my head like he did when I was a child. "Kelly," he said softly, "this is fate. Let's accept it quietly." "Why you, Dad?" I asked, my voice breaking. From that moment, my life became a whirlwind, juggling my job, housework, and daily hospital visits. Jack, when told, gave me a bland, emotionless response. "That's tough, but do your best." He visited my father only once. I didn't have the energy to be upset. If I had any free time at all, I wanted to spend it with my father, not with a man who didn't care. One afternoon, while I sat beside my father's hospital bed, he asked gently, "Kelly, how's your marriage with Jack?" I hesitated. The silence between us stretched. "You don't have to put up with anything, sweetheart," he said at last. "Choose your happiness. You won't face any hardships once I'm gone, I've made sure of it." His words broke the dam inside me. I cried, and he simply held my hand. 3 months later, my father passed away peacefully. In the middle of grief, I managed the funeral arrangements alone. Jack remained distant and disinterested, offering no help. Still, I was too overwhelmed to confront him. Friends and loved ones came to say goodbye, and even Jack and his mother showed up, coldly, as if it were just an obligation. The day after the funeral, I received a call from my father's lawyer. At our meeting, I learned something that left me speechless. My father had left behind an estate worth over $3 million. He had quietly invested and built a fortune over the years, and every penny of it was mine. I returned home, stunned. I spread the documents across my desk, read through them, and, exhausted, drifted to sleep on the couch. I was awakened by the sound of laughter, Jack and his mother, their voices echoing cheerfully from the hallway. "Huh? When did you two get in?" I asked groggily. Jack approached me, grinning. "Well done, Kelly." "What do you mean?" Then I saw it. He was holding the inheritance documents. "Wait, you went through my paperwork without asking?" My anger surged, but before I could continue, his mother clapped her hands gleefully. $3 million, isn't that fantastic? We'll be set for life." Stunned, I barely reacted as Jack declared, "So I've decided, Mom and I will split the money." He had just buried my father, and now he was acting like the money was his. "Kelly, don't be greedy," he added casually. "I'm finally quitting my job." That old man really came through. I blinked. Did you just call my father a doddering old man? "Anyway," he continued, "let's get the money into our joint account. We've got shopping to do." They started talking excitedly about luxury cars and vacations, completely ignoring my disbelief. Still holding back my fury, I forced a smile. "Sure, spend the money. You and your mom, go ahead." Jack's mother beamed. "That's more like it. Just make sure you keep earning. We don't want our savings to shrink." I nodded, silently seething. In the weeks that followed, they acted like they'd won the lottery. Jack quit his job, and his mother practically moved in. Every day, they left to splurge and returned with high-end goods. The food at that 3-star place wasn't worth the hype. Yes, we're far too refined for that sort of thing. They behaved like royalty, while I became the maid. Jack assumed the inheritance money would arrive immediately and drained our joint account recklessly. My $100,000 in personal savings began to vanish. When I objected, he scoffed. "Why are you worried? The $3 million is coming. Don't be stingy." "I've already stopped the process," I said quietly, but he didn't even hear me. Then, out of nowhere, they jetted off to Hawaii, without inviting me. After waving them off, I knew what I had to do. A week later, I was relaxing at home when a loud knock echoed through the house. I checked the intercom and saw Jack and his mother in aloha shirts, red-faced and furious. "What's going on? Why won't the door open?" Jack bellowed. I answered calmly. "I changed the locks." "What? Why?" I smiled. "Let's talk at the cafe nearby. Head over, I'll join you soon." They stomped away, confused and furious. Once I was sure they were gone, I followed. When I arrived, they were already seated, their anger radiating. "What is this? You changed the locks? Give us the new keys, now," Jack demanded. "There's no need," I said, cool and clear. "You're no longer welcome in that house." I stood calmly before Jack and his mother. Jack's face was twisted in frustration, his voice itching for a fight, but I didn't waver. I simply handed him a single sheet of paper, quietly, deliberately. He glanced down, confused at first, then his eyes widened. "A divorce petition? You're serious?" His mother gasped. "Kelly, why? What's happening? Why would you do this?" They looked genuinely stunned, flustered and scrambling for words. I stayed composed. "Well," I began evenly, "with how recklessly you've both been spending, are you sure your finances are okay?" Jack scoffed, brushing it off. "Of course, we've still got over $50,000 in our joint account, and once your father's inheritance clears, we'll be fine. Look, I'll show you." He pulled out his phone, opened his banking app, and froze. "What the hell, why is it zero? It was there last week." His mother snatched out her own phone, scrolling furiously, her face drained of color. I met their stunned eyes and spoke with icy clarity. "It's gone because I moved it. That $50,000 is part of our marital property, and I've taken my share, legally, because I'm divorcing you." Jack's disbelief quickly turned to anger, then to smugness. "Fine, divorce me, but I still get half of the inheritance. That's how marriage works, everything's split 50-50. I looked him squarely in the eye. "You really don't know the law, do you? Inheritance received by one spouse, even during a marriage, is considered separate property. It's not divided, it's mine alone." For a moment, silence blanketed the table. Then came panic. His mother's voice trembled. "No, that can't be right." "Please," I said coolly, "check for yourself." Jack fumbled with his phone again, frantically reading from a legal website. His voice cracked as he read aloud. "Property inherited by one spouse from a parent is considered separate property and is not subject to division upon divorce." His mother stared at him in horror. Jack looked back at me, pale and desperate. "Kelly, please, don't do this. I don't have a job, no savings. How am I supposed to live?" My expression didn't change. "You should have thought about that before you treated me like a servant. You let your mother humiliate me, leached off my savings, and insulted my father. I warned you. Now, you'll face the consequences." I pushed back my chair and stood. Jack and his mother were stunned into silence, crushed by a truth they never thought would turn against them. Without another word, I turned and walked out of the cafe. The divorce was finalized within weeks. The $50,000 I withdrew was recognized as my fair share of the marital assets. Jack and his mother were evicted from the condo, now mine, and forced to face reality. With his job long gone and savings squandered, Jack was broke. Worse, the unpaid bills from their Hawaii trip and lavish shopping binges began flooding in. His credit cards maxed out. His mother's complaints couldn't stop the debt from mounting. Today, the two of them live in a rundown apartment, scraping by with long shifts and mounting stress, far from the luxurious life they once flaunted. As for me, I sold the old condo and moved into my late father's peaceful apartment. I still work, but I now live on my own terms. My father's gift gave me more than security, it gave me a fresh start. Now, I protect my peace, I choose joy, and I will never again let someone else decide my worth.